how to start a new hobby. Today we'll be talking about 3 tips on how to get started and get going with a new hobby. Let's go. Hi, welcome back to the Manosphere Paradigm, the channel where we learn to level up in health, wealth, relationships, and hobbies. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe, and also click the notification bell so that you can be informed of content that I upload on this channel on a weekly basis and don't miss out. Today I want to talk about hobbies. I want to go through 3 tips that you can implement when you start out and you're unsure about the process to follow when it comes to going out there and starting a new hobby. My personal journey is something that I went through 2-3 years ago, and I can share that with you, where I started out motorbiking for 2.5 years ago for the first time, and I said to myself, you know what, this is something scary. I want to try something different. I want to try something new. And I said to myself, you know what, I think motorbiking is just going to be that thing. I always rode 125 cc's, 250 cc's, and I never went past the 400 cc mark. And I said to myself, you know what, there's no better time than the present. So I went out there, I spent the money, I got me a 600 cc Honda CBR CBR 2004 2005 model, and I could not ride the bike. But I had a buddy of mine that went with me. He got the bike, and he actually gave me his KTM, which was a KTM 390. And he took my bike, I took his bike, and I thought, you know what, let me start on the 390 and just get used to it. He helped me just to get comfortable on the bike. His dad even, shout out to Uncle Derek, shout out to Leroy. They helped me when it came to just getting over the nerves and just getting through to pulling off easily, pulling off from an incline. And these are the things that, you know what, sometimes it's good to have people that know about it and can teach you. Our pride should not be part of it. So I want to give a shout out to them. They helped me back then, and when I look back now, I've got fond memories of what I went through and the early nerves that I have and fear that I had when it came to riding my bike. So today I want to give you 3 tips on how to start that hobby and basically get into it, no fear. Tip number 1, stop overthinking. It's something that we all tend to do when we want to start something new that we are unsure of, and we are just too minded about trying out because maybe there's a certain amount of risk that's involved. But at the end of the day, you need to get past that point of just saying, you know what, let me just start and let me just get going so that I can then get into this, and I will learn lessons, I'll make mistakes along the way, but at the end of the day, I've started and I've basically gone all in and said, here I go. The overthinking part is sometimes I myself am a perfectionist, and I want to make sure that I start off something the right way with the right gear, or whatever the case may be. Whichever sport are you going to try out, there's certain things that you have to consider when it comes to the type of kit that you need to get, the type of gear equipment that you need. But sometimes, you know, Rome wasn't built in a day. So stop overthinking it. Start with the basics, get what you need to get into it, and then once you're in it, you can learn and be part of the culture of what that hobby or sport is about, and you will be able to connect with others, get to know others, and others will also teach you about the hobby or sport that you've gotten into, as to what other types of things that you need to look out. For me, it was motorbiking, so I've learned, you know what, stop overthinking, just get into it, get going, and you will learn along the process. You will fail along the process, but you will also hit milestones as you go in and commit to that. You will start seeing, you know what, let's just stop overthinking, get into it and get going. Tip number 2, stop listening to others. Once you get going, you decide, you know what, this is what I want to do, whatever your hobby was. For me, with motorbiking, I said I'm gonna do this. I went out, I bought the bike, I got it, and like I mentioned, I started getting to work on my skill level to be able to actually manage and be able to ride the bike. So as time was going on, I obviously got the helmet, some gloves, okay jacket. It wasn't the best jacket, but it was a decent jacket, and I just got going. I just got the mileage in, got to ride bike, went out, got up early on a Saturday morning, Sunday morning. If I could get a ride in during the week, I'll do it just to get in the mileage, get my skill level up. But along the way, I had others telling me that is so dangerous. You know what? You can die at this. I've seen my friend this, he lost an arm and he lost a this and he lost a that. What I will tell you is stop listening to others. You need to perhaps just remove yourself from people and say to yourself, you know what, for the next couple of weeks, months, I will just focus on this, learn and do this thing, because sometimes some people will talk you out of something where it is something that you really want to do. You allow other people to talk you out of it because of what fears they have. So, you know what? Stop listening to others. Do what you feel is something that you really want to try out, something you want to get into. But you know what? Just go for it and don't look back. At the end of the day, there are so many people that tells you that, you know, it's so dangerous. Be the ones like, whoa, I saw you went out riding there. I saw you went out riding with this club. You went to this event and you did that. Wow. So how is it? How's the bike feel? You know what? Just do it. They'll become fans later. So stop listening to others. Tip number 3, do your research. Go and make sure that you read up on your hobby. Under, like I mentioned, if it's a sport that involves a certain amount of risk, you know, there's certain gear that you need, there's certain equipment that you need. With motorbiking, you need proper gloves, you need a decent helmet, you need a proper jacket with padding and the elbow protectors, the back protectors. You need all of that. I started out with a jacket that didn't have any of those because I wasn't aware of it. But do your research, understand what your entry level equipment, understand what equipment you need to be able to do the hobby safely and to be able to enjoy it in a manner that obviously reduces risk, mitigate the risk, and you can enjoy it to the full. So do your research, understand where the meeting spots is. For me with motorbiking, I got to know a lot of people in the fraternity, old dudes, young dudes. I rode with a very mid-20s. These guys, as wheelies and anything, as balls to the walls. I rode with the 50-year-old dudes and they are exactly the same. I rode with a guy, I think the guys that's 40, us that's 40, we in the middle where we have a bit of trying to take a chance here and there, but we're also a bit cautious when it comes to making sure that we don't screw up and don't take stupid chances and make stupid mistakes on the road. So you're also using the road with others, so you have to be mindful that there's others also using the road with you, and to make sure that you are responsible and safe out there. So for me, I would say make sure you do your research, understand the gear that you need, understand where the meeting spots is, maybe join a club for 6 months to a year, do a 1 year membership with them, get to know the fraternities, get to network with others. You will start getting to know people that is maybe in your career field that's doing the same thing. It's something you can talk about, get connected, and be able to just grow your network of contacts, whether it is for social or whether it is for business. Basically, once you get out and you have a hobby, you got something to talk about. It's something that you can speak to people about. If people also, what do? You don't necessarily need to lead with it. Yeah, I do motorbiking and I do this, that, and the other to look like the macho dude. No. If people do ask you, you can tell them, you know what, I do this, that, and the other. Oh, I also do that. Where do you ride? No, I go right there. And oh, cool. What time? Now we must hook up. We must do a ride. Definitely. This is how you network. This is what a hobby does, and that's how a hobby enhances your life. To be able to just not have that connection, but the most important thing in this stressful time with this pandemic is the fact that you have an outlet. And with COVID, if for me, for instance, on a bike, I can at least get out there, go out, ride out into the mountains, go to some twisty bends, come back and do a breakfast run or whatever the case may be. It's that outlet that you need to be able to de-stress and get away from day-to-day life. So I would definitely encourage you, go out there, find a hobby, stop sitting at home, switch off Netflix, get out, meet people. Yes, it's a pandemic and we still in different stages, there's different waves, but you still need to live life. You can be safe about it, social distance, put on a mask, do what you need to do, but sitting in a house and being cooped up is not the way to go, because you can do that for the next 10, 20 years. Oh, I'm safe, I didn't contract COVID, so I'm happy. If the vaccine is in your country, available in your country, go get it. Make sure that you are properly sorted in that manner, so that you can enjoy your life, you can enjoy hobby, because that's ultimately what life is all about, is to go out there, live it to the full, and basically make sure that you've got something that you have a stress relief, and something that you can talk to others about, and also something that you can get to know other people with different walks of life, different backgrounds. So you know what, go out there, use these tips, and go start that new hobby. Don't look back, don't listen to others, and stop being a perfectionist, and just go do it. Like Nike says, just do it. So that was another video from the Manosphere Paradigm, where we learn to level up in health, wealth, relationships, and hobbies. I'd like you to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the notification bell. Also, tell me in the comments, what hobbies have you started? What hobbies are you thinking about starting? And tell me how did you go about it? What hobby are you doing currently? And what other hobby you might want to try? And something maybe you were scared about. Maybe it's motorbiking. Maybe it's something else. But let me know in the comments. Tell me what new hobby you started, and what other tips can you add to the 3 that I just gave today that will enhance others and help others to go about it responsibly, safely, and also to go out balls to the walls and enjoy it. So cheers.